What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Skybees. Yes, we are back. So, behind me, we made in the last episode this creative vending upgrade, and we managed to get it inside of a drawer, which allows us to pull out infinite amount of these creative vending upgrades. And then, of course, we put all of our different um, storage parts in. We put the infinity catalyst and we've got a lot of things going for us. We completed a lot of quests in the refined storage section, mostly just these parts over here. If we zoom out, we can see that we've got all but one quest done. And we want to make this infinite storage disk, which requires the advanced storage housing. And to make this, we need to make it in the dissolution chamber with steel plates, vibrant quartz glass, storage housings, and then, of course, biodiesel. So we need to make biodiesel. That's kind of where we left off at the end of the last episode, and we haven't really done much since then other than all of this stuff behind me. So for us to make biodiesel, we need to dive into Immersive Engineering. This is a mod that we kind of ran through the quest line for anyway, and it deals with a lot of multi-block machines, which are really, really cool. And we got heavy into this in Levitated. I love this mod. But I didn't want to do too much with it in this mod pack, but it looks like we're going to need to make biodiesel. So biodiesel is made in a refinery. It's made from ethanol and plant oil. 8 ethanol and 8 plant oil will create 16 millibuckets of biodiesel. Now, according to the advanced machine housing, we need 4,000 millibuckets of biodiesel, aka 4 buckets. So looking at the different things here, biodiesel or ethanol can be made in a fermenter with potato, melon slice, apple, or sugarcane. And each one of these produces a different amount of ethanol. Sugarcane produces 80 millibuckets. Apple and potato also produce 80 millibuckets, and then melon slices only produces 20 millibuckets. So we need to keep that in mind. As we look at the plant oil, it can be made from almost any seed, and melon seeds produce 20 millibuckets. Beetroot seeds produce 60. Pumpkin seeds produce 40 millibuckets. Industrial hemp seeds produce 120 millibuckets, and finally, wheat seeds produce 80 millibuckets. So, using potentially wheat seeds and probably potatoes is going to be our best way to go. So, this will produce 80 millibuckets of each, producing 160 millibuckets of biodiesel apiece. Now, because we need 4,000 millibuckets of biodiesel, I've done a little bit of math, and we basically need 2,000 millibuckets of ethanol, and we need 2,000 buckets of plant oil. So, that is going to require us to have 25 potatoes and 25 seeds, which should be easy for us to do. I do have my seeds in this drawer here where we only keep a stack of 64 because we have this storage downgrade. And then somewhere along this line right here, I have 512 potatoes. So that's easily enough. Now, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to break out our engineer's manual from Immersive Engineering. I believe this was given to us in a quest, but you can craft it up with a book and a lever. And this thing has access to all of the different machines and stuff that we can do with Immersive Engineering. So we have construction. There's many different things that we can make here, like silos and tanks. This goes through kind of the basic blocks, treated wood, stuff like that. We have powers, wires, and generators. We didn't go immersive engineering route because we have this really, really cool thermo generator down there producing a ridiculous amount of power. There are some tools like a jerry can and a toolbox, the mining drill. Yeah, there's all kinds of neat things. There's even a few things like a railgun. Um, there are simple machines, which conveyor belts. I do believe, let's see, Tesla coil turrets, razor wire, charging station. We didn't do any of these. We went into heavy machineries where we made the metal press. We had to have this for crafting all of our different plates, and that's about as far as we got into immersive engineering. Right here is the fermenter, the squeezer, and the refinery, all of the things that we are going to need. Now, a neat thing about immersive engineering is it will show you how to make the multi-block structure. You can pause this. You can use the up and down arrows to deconstruct this thing. You can hold left click to spin this thing around. And so this is the first layer. We can just go up a layer and this will show us what we need to do. We can go up one more layer and that is the final product there. Then right here, if we hover over the question mark, we'll tell you all of the materials you need to build this multi-block structure. So, with all of that being said, what I need to do is I need to go through the fermenter, the squeezer, and the refinery and get a list of all of these blocks that we're going to need. And we need to set up these machines and start processing everything that we need to make the biodiesel. So I have a list sitting next to me of all of the different things that we need, and we're starting to craft the different pieces and parts that we need. Now, some of this stuff requires things like these iron mechanical components. Now, we can craft these with iron plates and a copper in a crafting table, and we're good to go. But we can do it a cheaper way inside the engineer's workbench with the crafting components blueprint with 2 iron plates and a copper ingot instead of the 4. So I do need to craft this guy right here, which I believe we're only missing blue dye, which is easy for us to make, and we can craft this thing up. Now, early on in the quests, they want you to craft up the different engineer blueprints here. This one is the crafting components, and then this one is the metal press molds, and then it gives you the arc furnace electrodes, which the arc furnace can be used to make many different metals. For whatever reason, this just ticked off when we crafted this blueprint here, and it's not the correct one. So now we can make steel mechanical components, we can make iron mechanical components, we can make vacuum tubes, and then circuit boards. So that is going to be good because for the light engineering block, which I need 6 of these, I need iron sheet metal, the iron mechanical components, and iron sheet metal is made with iron plates, which we're actually going to need quite a bit of iron sheet metal as well. So we have our metal press working overtime here, pressing a bunch of iron into iron plates. And now we can grab some copper, which we're going to have to look up, and do something like that. And we should be able to make 8 of these guys. 1, 2, well, I just crafted up a half a stack. That's not what I meant to do. So you got to put in what you need here. We should have put in 16 plates or 8 copper ingots, and then we would have been fine without making these. But we can throw those in the system. It's not a big deal. One thing that we could do is put all of this stuff into a drawer, and then we would never have to make this stuff again. But it's okay. We're going to make do with what we have. And like I said, we're just going to craft all of the sheet metal that we can, and now we'll go ahead and craft up the engineering blocks that we need. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to get through and start crafting all of the different components that we need, and hopefully we don't run into any snafus. So I have my dissolution chamber set up here, and I actually just moved it from making the 3 housings required to make the advanced storage here. So we need some vibrant glass, which is going to be 2 of them. We'll go ahead and take all of this stuff and put it on our person. And then we're going to need 3 steel plates, which I don't believe that we actually have. But that is no problem. We can go ahead and throw those inside of the plate press here. And those will be crafted up for us nice and neat. Now, to build these machines, I'm actually going to go into the end and build these. Our islands are getting pretty full up here, and I don't want to make any new islands or tear down any of the stuff that we actually have. So I think we might as well utilize the end island, especially considering we have beaten the dragon more times than we're ever we really needed to. I do want to get, are they called pipes? I think they're just called pipes from these guys right here. And we'll go ahead with a little bit better version of these guys from Mechanism. Do we have what it takes? We don't. Nope. So I'm going to take these guys and we're going to head over to the end and we're going to start building some of these machines. And I think, there we go. Now this is where we had our bees set up back here, and these guys were getting us honeycombs. Our transmitter is obviously out of range, but we're going to start building these machines. The first thing that we're going to want is the fermenter, which we will pause this. And we need to place a ring of steel scaffolding. This is where things get a little bit crazy. But it is something like this, and then like this, and then a light engineering block, and then 2 fluid pipes. Like so. And then the next layer is a redstone, 4 cauldrons, and a light engineering block here. 1 redstone, 1 light, and our 4 cauldrons. Light, redstone. We'll go ahead and place the cauldrons down. And then the next level is steel sheet metal, or iron sheet metal rather, over the cauldrons. So nice and simple, boom, boom, boom. And then what you have to do is get your engineer's hammer out, which we already have, and right-click somewhere. You don't want to right-click the pipes because you're going to move them. Center block. Nope. Does not. There it goes. We had to hit that cauldron, and this is the guy right here. So we have a redstone control here. Orange is typically your output. This is going to output your fluids. This is going to input your items, I believe. And then there's our power point right here, which is why I have the 3 flux points. So the nice thing about this guy is we can manually open this thing. And this is the fermenter, which we need for the ethanol. So this is where we are going to put the potatoes. And this is going to start working away, and it is going to produce ethanol. Very nice. So the next thing that we want to make is the squeezer, which is this guy right here. We want to pause that. And it is made in a very, very similar fashion. So we're going to build pretty much the same base structure. And I'm going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this, and then the fluid pipes. There we go. And then get back into our book. It's an industrial and a redstone or a light engineering block, a redstone engineering block, and then it was 4 wooden barrels. Again, like I said, very, very similar to the fermenter over there. Our next layer up is 3 steel fence and 1 piston. We have all of that stuff right here. Boop, boop, boop. And actually what we're going to probably want to do is set up a little bit of steel scaffolding and come to the edge and place this guy down. Now we can move the piston with the hammer, but it doesn't ever really rotate it facing down. And there we have our industrial squeezer. Again, same thing, we have a power point here, so we can give this thing some power. We can have the fluids come out of this, items come out of this, or we can just put our wheat seeds in manually. And this should be done with 2,000 buckets of ethanol. Look at that, we were so right. So the last thing that we want to make is the refinery, and this big boy is a little bit different. Is a 5x3 structure that has a light engineering and a heavy engineering in the back. So this thing is going to be something like this. Like this. Nope. And then we're going to have our light and our heavy engineering, light and heavy. We are then going to place the remaining fluid pipes that we have. Next step is light engineering block, heavy engineering block. We want our sheet metal and our redstone engineering block. Sheet metal, like so. Please get out of here. He just wants to see what we're building. Next layer up should be the rest of the sheet metal, and that is complete. Perfect. And so, again, should be able to take this guy, and here we go. So, we need to pump plant oil, we need to pump in the ethanol, and we can do that moving this with fluids. Now, I also believe that we can bucket it in. Look at that, we can. So there is 2 buckets of plant oil. There is 2 buckets of ethanol, and we should be able to just ethanol in, plant oil in, ethanol in, plant oil in, and once we give this thing some power, it should start working for us. Oh, there's the biodiesel being made. Very, very nice. This is why I didn't want to set these guys up in or on the island, because they're very, very temporary. And just like that, we have buckets of biodiesel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Back over at the dissolution chamber, we can simply just bucket in the biodiesel. Again, we could have done this with pipes and dimensional tanks and things like that. I even brought the pipes just in case, but now we should be able to throw in steel plates, 2 vibrant glass, the storage housing. This should make it really, really fast. Boom, there is the advanced storage housing. Now if we come down here and get one of these guys, which we have an absolute ton of, we can make the infinite storage disk, and that should be a chapter complete. No. What am I missing? I'm missing a 1K storage disk. Are you serious? But let's see what this does. 96K to just... There's no limit. We will never fill this thing up. Never. We could pump all of these items out of the storage drawers into the system, and we would never fill it up. That is amazing. Once again, I moved the dissolution chamber back to the honey. We'll go ahead and throw these items in to make the housing. Once it's done crafting, it is going to pull it into the system. So let's grab the housing. And with this, we should be able to make the 1K storage disk, and done. I don't know why that didn't register, because I made quite a few of these, like 2 or 3 of them, and had them in the system originally. Or maybe I skipped straight to the 4K. But that is refined storage complete. We have made all the things. So we're getting there. We need to go to the mining dimension. We've got a couple of things left for the creative tab. This guy is going to require a bunch of these different energy cubes, which is going to require us to get into mechanism. The everlasting guilty pool. We have the Gaia Spirit ingots, we have the Elementium, we can easily get the Mana Pearl and Mana Diamonds. I'm not sure. I think this craft is requiring us to have 5 mana tablets with mana in them. Full mana tablets. So this is going to be a little bit of work that we have to get to. We're going to need a bunch of living rock. We're going to need a bunch of these fabulous mana pools, which is, again, the shimmer rock or the bifrost block around a mana block. Either way, it doesn't matter. The bifrost block is pretty easy to craft up. Elf glass with the rod of bifrost. Elf glass is mana glass through the Elven Gateway portal. We've done this all before, but that will be something that we work on later. Alright, so the last thing I think we're going to do this episode is we're going to make this mining dimension portal. We're not going to go to the mining dimension today, we're just going to make this portal. And to do this, we need a couple of advanced processors, which are easy for us to make. Advanced, we already actually have a bunch of those. Did I throw those in a drawer? No. Did they default to a drawer? Nope. That's weird. We are going to need these guys right here, the engineering processors. Those are probably going to be the hardest thing that we need. But if we look, we need steel casing, which we have 8. That's good. I did already get those because we're going to need this teleporter. We're going to need to make some atomic alloys, which is in the process of crafting right now. I have obsidian going in here to turn into obsidian dust. We have reinforced alloys. The atomic alloys is the refined or enriched obsidian that needs to go in here. And this guy we can get in an enrichment chamber with refined obsidian dust. And we can refine the obsidian dust that we have with diamond dust. So this still has some diamond dust in it, so we can take a stack of this and throw it in here, and it will turn into the refined obsidian dust. Bring it back over here, put it back in here with the reinforced alloys, and we can just kind of keep going. So we're probably going to need another few of these. It doesn't matter, we have just an absolute ton of stuff. So, with all of that being said, we can make a redstone engineering block. We can go ahead and make a light engineering block, which I probably already had. I did. I can make a heavy engineering block, which I know I don't have. And a fluix block, which we're missing everything but a set of flux cores. We're missing Eye of Ender. Oh, the crafting chains for some of this stuff is just silly, right? Okay, there we go. Fluix block, done. So those 4 things are done. We need dimensional shards, which I don't know what we have for prismarine. We have enough to make the 4 dimensional shards. And as a matter of fact, we had dimensional shards. We didn't need to craft them. Oh well. Let's see. We need the block of nitro crystals, so nitro. We have 2 already made, and to make 2 more, we've already done this. 1, 2. Boom. Perfect. Nether star. We have enough of those, I think. It'll be close. We need 2 netherite pickaxes, which means we're going to need 2 diamond pickaxes. And then we're going to need some... I was already on netherite. We need 2 pieces of netherite. This stuff is completely done. Oh, let's just let that go ahead. We'll throw the obsidian dust in here. And we'll make the netherite pickaxes while we're waiting. Like so. This should be done over here. We can throw this guy in here. And let's continue looking at our craft. So we have everything but the teleporter, the ultimate control circuit, which we're working on. It's just a basic craft of the basic control circuit, which I think we can do. We have that. Ooh, we need 4 of them. So we're going to need 1, 2. Let's go ahead and throw those there. I don't think I actually have enough of the infused alloy. We don't. So that's okay. We can get more after this is all said and done. We need the atomic alloys here. So neat thing here, we still have 400 millibuckets of diamond. We can just dump that, and we'll put that in there, and we'll put these guys in there, making the atomic alloys, which are used for many, many different things. I'm going to go ahead and make those, and then make another set of normal alloys, which is going to be 2 stacks of redstone. It's going to be 2 stacks of iron. And then we can get that going in here. We'll turn one of these into the basic alloy, and then one of these into the reinforced alloy, and keep our craft going. So I think the only thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get into a little bit of applied energistics, and we're going to need to make this engineering circuit. It's pretty easy. We should already have the presses. There is the engineering, so we'll just need to get some diamonds and get that going. Not enough. So that's 2. We need like 6 more of these to make the rest. The enrichment chamber is done. And then we'll go ahead and throw this in there. So back to this, we're going to need to put some redstone and silicone in a printed engineering press, which just means that we can steal this guy. We can throw the engineering press in here. We can take some diamond. And why not? We'll throw a stack in here. Well, I guess we can't. But I think we only need 2, right? Yeah, we only need 2. So let's go ahead and take these guys out. And we'll just throw it in here. There's the engineering press. There's another one. There's another one. And we should be able to grab those out of the system. Engineering press, done. Now, I know that in the Applied Energistics tab that somewhere, I imagine that is going to be a quest. ME controller, crystal growth chamber. Really? I'm surprised. Okay. So the only thing that we're really waiting on is going to be the rest of these guys to craft up, and then we can start dumping in redstone and iron. We have all the atomic alloys, and we'll just let this thing go. We'll turn these into the advanced version, or whatever it's called, and then we'll have a second tier of these. So, I think... let's move this stuff over because it's not a part of the craft. All of this is... this is... what are we missing? We're missing this guy, which is 2 atomic alloys, which we have. Teleportation core, and then a teleporter. Boom. We have that done. Perfect. So now all I'm waiting on really is going to be these guys, the ultimate control circuit, which we just need to wait and let this stuff kind of finish crafting. Now, since we went ahead and made all of these different auto crafting tables, I was just going to go ahead and craft it in there, but I figured why not throw this bad boy down? And we'll do this, and there is all of the stuff that we need for the mining dimension portal. Perfect. So, the quest is not quite complete. We do need to visit the mining dimension, I believe. Yep, visit it. So, let's see. Yeah, you just right-click on the block. Oh, that's so interesting. And we're actually literally in a cave. Oh, look at the map. Like, it shows the veins of this place. That's so cool. And it looks like... that's neat. Yeah, it looks like we could just come in here mining, and there's gold and coal, geez, iron. Looks like there is some copper over there. Yeah, it's just a normal mining dimension. Neat. So if we wanted to, we could do a bunch of mining. But what is the point of that when we are getting all of our resources from bees? And now that we have the creative vending upgrade, what's that? Raw Airnite? Yes. Now that we have the creative vending upgrade, we don't need to do this. We can just collect it via bees. No. Collect it via storage drawers because of the bees. But we've done quite a bit of quests. We completed another chapter. We only have a few left. We have Applied Energistics, which again, this is just going to be a bunch of crafting. To make Fluix cable, we need Fluix, and we need quartz fiber, which is Certus quartz dust and glass. We have all that stuff. We can actually take the Certus quartz dust that we have very little of, and we can apply this to... seriously, I just did that? We can, like I said before, we can apply this to a drawer, and then we don't have to worry about it ever again. We have it, right? It's pretty easy. Of course, the system's being a little finicky, so all we have to do is break and replace as we found out last time, and this will give us the Certus Quartz dust right there. Perfect. Anything that we need to do, we can do that with. We made our engineering stuff. We'll go ahead and throw this press in here because we don't need it, and that is where we are going to end things today. We're getting close, guys. This has been an amazing pack, and I'm having so much fun playing it. Applied Energistics, we're going to run through this thing pretty quick. RF Tools, I have never really messed with this mod myself, so we're going to run through... Excuse me. Ooh, I got something stuck in my throat there. But no, we're going to run through this and check it out. The dimensional shells are pretty cool. This is a way to transport power across dimensions if we didn't have the flux points. A builder we can use as a quarry. We can use it to actually build stuff. We have the crafters that we've actually already messed around with. The machine infuser, that infuses the machines and makes them faster. And then we have modular storage, which we're not really going to mess with. And then mechanism. We have mechanism to go through, and we need to make a crusher. We need to start making all of these different factories. There are better ways to make the factories, which is what these guys are right here. So we can make these guys better and faster. We have the digital miner, which again, that's like the builder. We don't need this. We have the atomic disassembler, which is just a tool from mechanism. That's pretty cool. It's a good little digging tool. Let's see, basic chemical tank we don't need, but we will craft it up, and then we can run through some of these crafts with these different cables now that we've made all of the different alloys. So we're getting there. Only a few more quests to go, and this pack will be complete. Now, I know that I said originally I wanted to go until I got these creative things complete, which this one is going to take us a little bit because it's going to require quite a bit of stuff. But again, we will probably utilize the drawers to our benefit. Same thing with the Britannia stuff. But one thing I think I would also like to look at is the Mecha Armor? Yeah. The Mecha Suit Armor from Mechanism. And this is going to take us a little bit to get to. And I think this is what we're going to get to for endgame. It's a really good armor. There's a lot of different things that you can use or utilize. We'll go ahead and make the mecha tool as well. And that's where we'll get to get to the end of the pack. We have things like these polonium pellets that we need to make. This is made with polonium and water. Polonium is made from nuclear waste, and nuclear waste is made from a fission reactor, which is made with fissile fuel. So we're going to need to make fissile fuel. This does create steam. We can use that in a couple of different things. I think there is a few multi-block structures from Mechanism that we can get, like a steam turbine and stuff like that, or we can simply just pump it out. But yeah, we've got a few things to do. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. If you are, hit that like button down below. Consider subscribing if you're new. If you want to get notified when videos like this come out, make sure to hit that notification bell. Check the description down below for all of the different ways to follow me, including Twitter and Twitch. There's a link to my Discord, a link to the Patreon. Yeah, leave a comment below. You guys know the routine. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.